Welcome everybody to Triton-Cup 43. My name's Chili and I'm joined by Manic.
The one and only Manic. Oh, I thought you were leaving it to me. It's fine too.
So welcome everybody. As you know, Triton-Cup is a Splat Zones only tournament. We've got a range of different groups and skill levels. Our first round here is going to be with the 32nd and 33rd seed. So we have Einhell, which are a German pickup, and Fallen Xquids. And for our first match, we'll be going to Eeltail Alley.
The one and only Eeltail Alley. That is totally unforgettable in Tasmania.
It's one of our newer maps. It feels more Hammerhead Bridgey than a Hammerhead Bridge does these days, really. Really nice positioning for snipers, and one of the zones that is quite notoriously challenging to paint. So we'll see how both of these teams do.
I mean, there's barely any grades, so could it really be a Hammerhead Bridge? I mean, it feels a bit more mobile underneath those pathways above.
Definitely, yeah. You do have a lot more kind of options to maneuver. The grates were pretty limiting as far as old Hammerhead was designed. Tends to be a map that favours snipers. You do see a lot of kind of dualies on the front lines and a lot of splash-o-matics, but where do you not see splash-o-matics at the moment?
So, and we have, hey, my very favorite weapon, Splash-O-Matics.
Blimey, 3 Splash-O-Matics coming out for Einhell.
And my favorite Bubble Liver.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice to see. I mean, 3 splashes and a flinger, that's kind of widely accepted as quite a meta comp that Einhell are using. On Fallen Squid's side, we see, Blob Lobber, double splat shot and a splatling. Let's see how that plays out.
Oh, the Bob Lobber definitely has to play around corners more often than any other weapon. It's definitely going to be slower and more consistency. Unfortunately, was not able to assist much.
No. Did a good job avoiding the initial missiles because we knew they were going to come out immediately by the flinger. But then I think, just extended a bit too deep there and was put in a vulnerable position where the Blob Lobber struggles.
Yes. Currently, I don't really see the flings. Maybe he's just painting the base. Oh, there he is. He's providing some backlight support. Sorry, not the tank. The splash shot, but just missing all of his shots.
Yeah, we do have the Tentatek coming back, so I know why that's in your head right now. But yeah, good to see Fallen Squids get an initial cap here. We're seeing the Flingser from Einhell probably just farming those missiles again. It looks like they're going to play very dedicated support and probably just give the missile openings to the Splash-O-Matics to take advantage of. But yeah, so far Fallen Squids have managed to take the lead after the strong opening from Einhell.
Yes, it's very constrained right now with Einhell capping the zone once more. Will they be able to keep it for long enough to get their penalty off?
I mean, they got 3 down there, which was pretty solid. Good attempt to push up with the crab tent, but a really solid response there from one of the shooters for Fallen Squids. And that, just like that, 2 of Einhell have gone down, so it could be a recap here for Fallen Squids.
Looks like it. A very punishing 23 seconds. And a trade there, just to even attempt to claim a small portion of it back.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's quite interesting that as soon as they got the cap, one of them went down. So, quite a strong response to Einhell. They've managed to retake immediately. So, let's see if they can win this kind of neutral engagement here and pull away with it. Crab tanks everywhere, as we thought we'd see.
Although not falling to the Trizuka, interestingly enough.
Yeah, Trizuka can be really strong against Crab Tank, just kind of an instant KO if you get the angle right, but he managed to just about steer that. Splatling there, good response time to turn around and get the kill, but then avenged immediately by the Flingser, who's playing a little bit more forward now. I do agree with that decision, given the map control that they've got, but it's still looking like this could go either way at the moment.
Yes, he probably have already painted all of his zone, or his spawn, so he's got no more missiles back there, so the only way to get more is off the front lines.
Yeah, and the flings are so good at still poking and pressuring from a safe distance regardless, so it is a weapon that can afford to move up a little bit and do that as long as it just doesn't get too into mid. Really nice pick off there from some fall damage from that heavy Splatlings. That was really nice on Fallen Squid's part.
Fall off damage strikes again whenever you never see it coming. And it seems that Fallen Squids is going to just gradually take the zone.
Yeah, 2 of them went down there. Einhell dropped 3 there as Fallen Squids took the zone, so they're definitely taking the lead here. They didn't get a penalty, Einhell, so Fallen Squids looking like they're starting to steal away with this. They are moving up quite aggressively, which is good to see, and they've got another pick on one of the splashes, so Einhell definitely on the back foot now.
Yes, picking off the flank and just avoiding the missiles in general. As long as the Cleanser is not too close, it won't be able to do much. And that tank just decimated.
Yeah, I mean, really solid. When Fallen Squids managed to actually get more up front that time and get some control, yeah, they really locked Einhell down. It was a really good back and forth to start with, I thought, but those crab tanks not really getting the job done. They were getting shut down really hard, weren't they?
Yeah, they didn't have enough range to outrange anything longer range than a splash, which was the bubble lubber, I guess.
Yeah, I think that was one of the main kind of tools they had, but didn't work particularly well against Fallen Squid's comp there. What do you think Einhell will need to do differently going into the next game?
Definitely remove at least 2 of the splashes. 3 crabs is nice and interesting, but lining them up for any actual purpose on the zone is a bit hard, especially with all those blocks in the way.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. I mean, you'd think 3 splashes is a meme comp, but we have seen a heavy splash use in some higher level tournaments. Perhaps not 3. I think we've seen kind of 2 plus Flingser plus Flex Pick. So it'll be interesting to see if they switch it up. I believe we're going to Mako Mart for our next game, so that's quite a different map. That's a returning map from Splat 2, and that feels quite similar to how it was in Splat 2. I don't know if you share that opinion.
It is definitely a bit more open, in my opinion. A bit more easier to get into spawn as well, but largely it remains the same.
Yeah, definitely kind of more opportunities to get in and get through, a bit more of a kind of chaotic center point, not as many places that you can kind of just sit and be painting for free, so it'll be interesting to see if people adapt their comps accordingly. Looks like there's some thinking going on Fallen Squid's part, so I wonder if they're thinking of switching it up for this round. It looks like Einhell have kind of locked their comp in really quickly.
They may want to go in with a bit more, long range, and also get a shorter range, maybe, as a flanker or something. To be in behind that block opening on their side.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm terrible with Splatoon 3 callouts so far, so I couldn't give you like the comment term. But yeah, I hear you on that front. I mean, I would have thought, if anything, Einhell would have probably took longer to lock in their comp here than Fallen Squids have. It seems to be it's Fallen Squids, despite their really strong opening, that are looking at kind of how they adjust their comp. But it might be that they've got more dedicated strategies for each map mode. But they're running out of time here to lock in their comp.
Well, I guess we will see it in a few moments now.
We will indeed. So just a reminder, everybody, these first few rounds are best of 3, so this is Einhell at risk of going to losers if they can't manage to score an equalizer here.
We got a match point graphic as well. Very cool.
Very snazzy, yeah. Okay, some switch-ups and comps on both sides. Einhell have a machine this time and an E-liter, so they're going for a charger which was not present on either team in the last game. There is a little bit of a mix-up in that we've got a 52 instead of a splatter shot on Fallen Squid side as well.
I didn't really notice that 52 before. I guess they changed it up then.
Yeah, they were double splatter shot before. Do you think it's a good move to go for 52 on this map?
Definitely for that wall. They're like, see right there, amazing point. I mean, if they had a bomb, not so great, but so far they didn't.
A really nice aggressive play by the 52 there to try and put a lot of pressure on Einhell. I believe one of the Splasher-matics saw that come in though and threw some burst bombs to assist their teammate, which was great support. Again though, Fallen Squids are a strong opening here.
There's the double crab, but will they do... Oh, okay, now they took the zone. Very nice.
That was really nice coordination, yeah. There was double crab, there was a booyah bomb coming out as well, so a lot of map just getting rained down on by Einhell. 3 down here, so they've got a really good opportunity to push up and aggress and maybe start a lock, so it'll be interesting to see if they take advantage of the changing map.
E-leader seems to have a special, so I wonder how they're going to be able to use that just to defend the zone at their pops.
Yeah, it looks like they were waiting until... Oh!
There you go. Very nice.
Yeah. Really, really nice snipe there. And yeah, it looks like they were holding on to that wave breaker until the saw Fallen Squids begin to start putting a bit of pressure on the zone. then that wave breaker just tilted it again in Einhell's favour. They're doing a really good job of holding this down. One did just go down for Fallen Squid, so if they're not careful here, if they don't do this as a coordinated push, they could be looking at a knockout.
A very nice flank, just even capping the zone and taking down the sniper.
Yeah.
But will he be able to get rid of this crab? Looks like it with the help of his buddy.
Fallen Squids are the crab slayers. They've done incredibly well at just neutering the crabs so far. It was a good play by that frontliner because 2 of his teammates went down, so if he didn't get that double there, they could have been looking at a knockout. But again, 3 down from Fallen Squids here, so Einhell very, very confident in their response. They are not letting that loss in game 1 stop them.
A very big back and forth so far.
Absolutely.
They'll just try and hold on for their while their penalty goes down.
Yeah, good play by the Splatling there to take the crab tank out. 2 down though on Fallen Squids. A trade there that's not ideal under the circumstances, and just death everywhere. It looks like everybody's trading.
But will this lone splash shot, or yes, no, it's the gal. The gal recapping the zone, just popping some nails just to get some distractions on the board.
Yeah, it's interesting how much the Splatlings moved up there. Quite a brave play. They do have match control, but I think they wanted to apply some pressure and force Einhell back, given how aggressively they've played. But looks like Einhell might get a cap here. That's 3 that have gone down on Fallen Squids, and the crab tank raining ink. And yep, just about managed to cap that.
Very unfortunate for Fallen Squids, as well, they just couldn't keep up with that push. Instead, they'll focus on flanks, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, bad for Fallen Squids, but nice for us and our viewers, because it means we could be looking at a game 3 here if things continue the way they are. There's people dropping left, right and centre. There's 3 that have gone down on Einhell, but they did take 2 out from Fallen Squids on the way, so even if Fallen Squids get a recap here, it's not like they've got the full team up to do a really aggressive push.
We had a cheeky attempt at a charged hold. Kill leader there.
Oh, they look so flashy. I'm no good at them, but I can't help but respect them when they're pulled off. Oh, really aggressive play there.
Tried that to defense. It sort of worked. It helped for the cleanup with the crab.
Yeah. I mean, it's done the job, but they want to see penalties at the moment. They want to keep that pressure on Fallen Squid so that they don't get that momentum and run away with this. A lot of trades or revenge killing here, so even though there is a back and forth, there's not really been an opportunity to get a heavy lock for quite a while now.
I guess they'll want to keep the zone almost immediately, otherwise the penalty's about to expire and countdown begins anew.
Yeah, the Fallen Squids are gaining a bit of momentum here. They're 2 down on Einhell, but there's a nice Booyah Bomb coming out, but that's a little bit out of sync in terms of how they're playing as a team. So Fallen Squids have managed to kind of clean up that Booyah Bomb, and there's a good opportunity here that Einhell are getting nervous and Fallen Squids could clutch this lead out.
Like their momentum has run dry, as they're just being able to not cap the zone, and oh well, there's the pause, but will they be able to just focus on it?
That was essentially a wipe.
Very
There's 3
nice.
down, then the last play went. So we're coming into overtime. This is pretty intense. I feel like the nerves were getting to Einhell a bit, but they're saying no, we've got one last stand, and we're in overtime. They need to hold the zone for roughly 20 seconds from now to go to a game 3.
Fortunately, the Flatling just takes out that E-leader and helps cap the zone with that weight breaker. And there it is.
Yeah, I mean, good attempt from Einhell. I think they've got a lot they can be proud of that game. It was a really aggressive play by the Splatling. It looks like they kind of sharked onto the box to kill the E-leader, but it did work out. They did get away with it and get a wave breaker into mid, which would allow the rest of the team in the Fallen Squid to play aggressively and force that cap. But a much better showing by Einhell that game, I think.
Yes, very well done. It definitely had a strong opening and strong middle. Unfortunately, not such a strong end.
And I mean, we did see their potential. I mean, the Einhell, when they did that first take, was so in sync. It looked really, really good. So they're going to have another opportunity in losers run. They're not fully eliminated from the tournament yet, and you know, rich tournament experience is good either way, even if you don't manage to clutch it out. So yeah, really well done to them. That is it for our round 1, and we will be back shortly for the next game.
Bye.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to round two. I'm joined today by Chili Boy, and my name is Manic. I kind of
Hello, everybody.
uh,
Welcome back, everybody. We're going into round two here. It's the HUD versus Hex. The HUD were in Triton-Cup 42. They had a strong showing, winning 2-0 round one against Team JBZZ, and then they got matched up against Tabby Slime, who were the number one seeds in round two. So yeah, they had a pretty rough kind of draw last time, but they are seeded 16th, and they're going against Hex, who are seeded 17th.
Very nice, very nice. I feel like we're going to be starting to pronounce the HUD differently, like the HUD or the HUD.
Probably will. And we're going into one of your favourite maps, aren't we, Manic? Mahi Zone.
Oh, everyone's favorite. It's such a prime example of itself, huh? Anyways.
Indeed. We're seeing Double Splash and Flings It again coming out for the HUD here. Hex are going for a more varied comp where they have an E-liter and a junior, so interesting to see which gets a strong start here, but it looks like Hex have had the opening secure.
Yeah, with that bubble stopping any attempt to push it back in to get a few points from the start. The Crab coming back at it again to potentially get the explosion, but unfortunately it was shut down by that Flingser.
Does feel we're just seeing Crab v Crab at the moment, doesn't it? I mean, yeah, you're right, the bubble was good. It did new to the impact of that original Crab, but then we've seen a good pick coming in here, and it looks like we're having a real contestant for the zone from both teams right now.
smart escape from that E-leader. Looks like the junior trying to get some points or at least stall the zone. And looks
I
like
love this. They're having a little meeting in the bubbler, everybody just chilling there, firing a Zuka off free of charge. Worked, managed to get a cap here, so Hex doing quite well. They've got the zone again, and it was free aside, so it's a pretty neutral exchange going on in mid right now.
Flings is still being a bit sus up top and just taking down that crab and oh my god, getting a
wow,
kill. Very nice.
Fantastic. I mean, you can see with Song Flings is they get so focused on dedicated support that they never make any aggressive plays, but that was a really fantastic push for the Flings, showing that it doesn't have to just be relegated to being a painting weapon. It can do some serious work, but it looks like they have overextended, and Hex are going to be able to get a recap here with 3 down.
Yes, it's unfortunate that the whole team got wiped, but the Assassin stood by. I wonder how long will it take for them to recap, otherwise that penalty is counting down might be close to the end.
It's probably going to be pretty rough and take a while. You never want to see the words wipeout in Splat 3. It feels so punishing because you just let your opponents get whole control of mid, which is what we're seeing right now. Thankfully, Mahi's a small map, so there's not that much to lock down, but at the moment it looks like the HUD are just going to have to fish for an opportunity to get specials here to see if they can start getting a couple of picks, just like what they're doing with the crab tank.
About to mention that the water might increase, but I forgot it already is Rosen.
It's the speed of Splatoon 3 compared to Splatoon 2. Honestly, it's chaos. They really fed into the chaotic and anarchy theme, and I love it. They have managed to get a recap, which is great, and 3 down for Hex here, so this is another good opportunity for the HUD to play aggressive. I would just be careful about overextending, because last time they went down really, really quickly.
But it seems that Hex got their zone back on it again. Just gonna completely take control of the whole middle area and starting to push into their spawn.
It's a shame because the HUD are making really good aggressive plays, but then I feel like they're just almost pushing up too far or pushing up in this way where Hex are allowed to just kind of pick them off for free and get a penalty again. So we'll see how that plays down here, but Hex have held the zone pretty well. 21 seconds to go, but they have had someone go down, and I think the HUD's going to get a penalty here. Nice.
Looks like, yeah. So a bit longer for the game.
Yeah, really back and forth again, which is nice. It shows that the seeding's working. We're not having any kind of instant knockouts. We're seeing some really dynamic matches. One's gone down for Hex, the junior, the little support buddy. But mid is looking very, very green right now, so the HUD actually have an opportunity to take the lead here.
Until, that explosion went down, so there goes their area denial, allowing them to start to push in with that junior capping the zone real quick.
Yeah, and that explosion going down has cost them. It looks like not long after that, everybody else got picked off, so essentially a wipe. Unfortunate because the HUD were 2 seconds off the lead, but we see Hex here with the zone penalties kicking down really, really quick here, and it's free up the side, so the HUD are coming from behind here.
I think I saw that wrong, but that explosion looked slightly a bit more away than that the E-leader's crosshair was looking. I don't know if it's just me or...
I mean, there is jank in Splatoon 3 netcode as well, so I'm not sure. I didn't catch it fully. We may never know. But 30 seconds on the clock. Hex still holding the zone. That penalty is about to be gone, and they could be running away with this if the HUD don't make a play soon.
Oh, looks like they have. And not going in.
Yeah, as soon as I say that, and immediately 2 down in the zone retaken. Good stuff. Means this could go into overtime, but the HUD have to try and stay alive here. There's been a lot of kind of people dropping on either side. The HUD really need to try and just play for survival, keep forcing them back, make it so that Hex don't have an easy opportunity in. We see some very, very sneaky stuff going on by the Flingser right now. Oh no!
It looks like the Hex got the zone in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I liked what the Flingser was trying to do, trying to be a bit sneaky and get a play, but it looks like they just did a really coordinated push on Hex's part with map control, and Mahi zones is not a hard one to cap, so they've managed to stop the HUD there. But a really good first game that could have gone either way.
Yeah. Felt like you had a bit of that commentator curse whenever that zone switched a bit too quickly there, no?
I did, yeah. I just need to not comment about the zone being hard to take or people holding the zone, because as soon as I finished the sentence, the zone had already swapped. But I think that is just the chaos of Mahi and Splat 3 as well for you. There is never a dull moment on any of the map mode combinations for Mahi right now. It's so small.
Yeah, lots of area to, or not enough area to cover.
Absolutely, and we're going into a very, very different map now. Good old Mincemeat Metalworks. This one's pretty controversial with the community. People not a fan of the power of elaters and snipers here, and how hard they can be to displace from their location. What are your thoughts on this map?
It's too open. It's too open. Like as long as you got a perch on uh, that part where the first drop is, you're fine. If you're a sniper there, you're fine. The only thing that can take you out is the missiles or another sniper that's a bit closer.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if the comps reflect that. So, again, this is a match point for the HUD in their winners bracket. We'll see if they can find a way to turn it around. Let's see if there's been any adaptations in terms of comps.
So far, nothing. Oh,
Pretty balanced stuff this time. We've got kind of dedicated support roles on each side, and we've got kind of a good balance of front line and kind of skirmishing weapons.
I think the E-leader's gone though. Replaced with machine.
Yeah, very interesting after what we just said about the strength of a sniper. We do not have a single sniper on Mincemeat, so interesting to see what strategies people do here. Got a really back and forth start. The two have gone down for the HUD, but a really nice crab tank to say you're not getting zoned that easily. Really nice play there.
Looks like it was time for crab there.
I think it's always crab time in Splatoon 3, at least how things function right now. I can't imagine it not being hit in some capacity. Hex getting a nice pick here, playing really aggressively. Great play from that front liner there, taking advantage of the missiles their teammate provided, and that is a wipeout. That is going to be pretty devastating if Hex move up.
Very amazing from that sploosh player, or a splash player. Looks like more crab time, just backing everyone off from zone. Maybe getting that exposure, but unfortunately failing in the assassination attempt.
Yeah, this is painful for the HUD. They've had 3 go down. I mean, Hex have just moved in so deep so quickly. This is kind of what I meant about the kind of power of wipeouts on this map. They have managed to pick 2 off the Hex, though. There is a good opportunity if they can live these missiles that they might be able to recap the zone. But the splash has gone down.
Crowd taking the zone back real quick. Always a good way of painting, as long as you hold down that CR.
Yeah, that was a good recovery. That could have easily been a knockout if the HUD didn't manage to get the picks that they did there. It'll be interesting to see how they respond now. I don't think they've got the opportunity to move up as much as Hex did, though.
More Tempest missiles coming out to just back the HUD up and retake his own, giving them a penalty.
Doing their job, aren't they? I mean, even if they're not actually getting the picks, it is the raw displacement. And as we saw from the splash earlier, Seth there was always just really good at taking advantage of those missiles, which is coming at the expense of the HUD right now.
Seems that splash got splashed out right there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the splash did the right thing there. They did retreat. They could have overextended and got fishing for picks, but they've waited. They've got their crab tanks ready. They're trying to look at a retake here, but they're struggling to get picks.
Luckily, teammate assisting in that help from there. The crab just trying to pick up anyone that's escaping.
Yeah, that was really nice teamwork. I agree. You know, good support coming in from each other. And actually, a lot of players went down on Hex 1 by 1 there. So this is the opportunity for the HUD to do more of a lot.
Yeah, so if they just keep their they're going to get content from this a little bit, allowing the Hex to move up and reach the zone, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, that was good coordination. We could see from that aerial view there was a crab tank, there was a booyah bomb ready to go. Like that was coordinated specials, applying the pressure that they're there to make. That being said, the HUD have responded with a pick and a recap very quickly, so their penalty's not too large here. There is a good opportunity for them to take the lead still.
Trizuka coming out to just get anyone, but the bubble just walling off any attempt to paint the zone.
Yeah, I get the idea with that Zuka, but it feels a little bit panicked. If you looked at the map control, the HUD have a lot of ground. They're taking the lead here, and they're trading back and forth, but they'll take trades at the moment as long as they don't lose the zone.
If they're gonna just be able to be kept in the lead. Oh, it's a paint battle right here, and I think the Hex won.
They did, but they had a real hard time between the way that Explosion was playing and that really good Ink Storm. They stalled that penalty for a while, and they've immediately took the zone again. So I feel the momentum is in the HUD's favour this time, but I might commentate it first, and we've got a minute to go.
Well, I guess we will see, but I'm pretty sure that I don't think any team can really keep the zone for too long unless they do their push and push into zone yet again.
And we've seen lots of back and forth. These are two teams that do feel very evenly matched. They are matching each other's aggression. They are responding to each other's kind of attempts to lock them down. We're seeing the Ink Cloud come in again for the HUD, and that has just been such a good special this game for tapping the zone. I really like the Explosive's positioning there to kind of very safely poke over in the Hex's court.
Yes, and that big bubbler just helping against the Tinder missiles. Very good defensive special, just all-purpose defensive special.
We've seen how well Hex can play from their game 1. That was a nice attempt with the Booyah, although maybe a little bit early. And 2 have gone down, 3 have gone down for Hex, so this is going to be the HUD's game.
Unfortunately, we don't see a wipeout, but we do still see the HUDs win.
Very well done to them. Good response after the challenging opening game. And we are going to see a third map, which is the real Hammerhead Bridge this time.
Oh, the real Hammerhead Bridge? Or the real Hammerhead Bridge?
Hammerhead Bridge, as in not Eel Tail Alley, which I always feel is more Hammerheady, but actual Hammerhead Bridge, which now doesn't feel very Hammerhead Bridge compared to how it did in previous games.
Very nice. Although I do miss the grates and the run speed. Good times, good times.
Oh, Splat 1 run speed, I will never forget you. What are your thoughts on Hammerhead Bridge as a map in Splatoon 3?
Well, the new installment, it's definitely got some weird side areas where you just kind of chill and, well, kind of observe, I guess. There's not really much of a way to attack the main choke points while you're waiting. But I don't know, that's just me. I mean, it's nice and linear, I guess. Very good for snipers, any straight shooters. Not much flanking.
No, much harder to flank. I think I take your point about kind of the sides, and it's good for just positioning, poking, getting a sense of what's going on in the middle. But that middle, that zone action is so kind of chaotic and heavy that it's very, very hard to flank through. Match point for both teams here, so they're going to be going all out. We see double splash Flingser and Explosher again coming in for the HUD, and we see a Flingser on Hex's team as well, alongside Splash, Sloshing Machine, and Squeezer. Interesting comps, both quite strong.
Because they couldn't resist the 10 missiles and decided to swap out that junior.
I mean, Tenta missiles are just, even when they don't get picked, as I say, they're so strong just by existing, just by forcing people away. And we're already seeing within 15 seconds there, immediate missiles coming out from Hex, and no doubt the HUD will respond with their own soon. Everyone's doing a great job of staying alive at the moment. We're, 30 seconds in without a death.
We're seeing a grab off.
I think we're going to be seeing a crab off for our entire set, the way these games have been going. I mean, really good survivability for both teams. The HUD getting the opening tap, but then Hex responding quite well, although 2 going down here is quite unfortunate.
Yes, that Explosure just had the help of a friendly to take out that machine and potentially just provide any area control or area denial, guys.
Yeah, the HUD have really managed to kind of hold the zone. No penalty as of yet, a minute in. We're seeing the missiles come out from the Hex, and then can the teammates take advantage of it? They can. They're getting a penalty, and there is 1 down on the Hex team.
Getting a quick splat. I wonder if they can take out that Explosure out the side there, but it runs away, allowing them to just stay alive and keep their special, whatever it was.
Yeah, it's a good shout. I mean, they've got the Ink Cloud, and we've seen how powerful the Ink Cloud has been for enabling kind of zone penalties and retakes. The HUD have lost someone there, which is quite unfortunate, but we're seeing the map kind of slowly shifting in Hex's favour.
Yes, I wonder if they're going to just be able to take their lead, which they do, before they potentially just get a penalty from the HUD's special spam.
I like the thinking here from the Squeezer with their Zuka. They were camping there, they were stoking out the situation before they launched that Zuka. Have managed to get a pick, 3 down on the HUD again. They did manage to get a penalty, which has kept them in it a little bit, but it feels like momentum-wise, this is a game that's in Hex's favour right now.
Booyah Bomb just out in the spawn, trapping the explosure there.
Yeah, quite ambitious going that far back. It has been covered up really quickly, but I mean, it did force them back. 2 have gone down on the HUD again though, and Hex are about to wear through their penalty, so the HUD need to kind of regroup as a collective. If they go down 1 by 1, this game's over.
Far looking is another one goes down. This one is probably not going to be able to. Oh, well, there's a crab, so lots of support, but it's going to get flanked by that wall.
2 have gone down for Hex, but they need to paint, and they need to paint now. 3 seconds to go, and are they going to? Just about. Oh, I was getting nervous for the HUD there because it felt like people were going down kind of 1 by 1, and we were seeing remnants of Game 1 Hex where they were pushing up so aggressively. We've got 2 minutes on the clock. We've got HUD in control of the zone. A 62-second penalty for Hex as well. So there's a, this could still be anybody's game now.
Yeah, looks like it. Very close indeed. But I guess we'll have to wait until they all use their special spams and see who gets the. Yeah.
we're seeing special spam across the board. I liked what the Flings did initially with the missiles and then trying to make the aggressive play, but they struggled to get any picks. Hex, they're combining the Crab Tank with the Booyah Bomb to recap the zone, and with 1.5 minutes on the clock, they are beginning to wear down that brutal penalty that the HUD gave them. But I think the HUD are going to respond with a cap again here, looking at the numbers.
Yeah, and upping that penalty once more. Just trying to get their control over the current map right now.
Yeah, it's about trying to keep a level head as well, trying not to panic. There's 1 minute on the clock. The HUD still have the potential to do this, but they need to stay alive, and with both of the splashes down, that's going to cost them.
Yeah, those 10 missiles are not enough to make up for 2 down teammates.
And we see an aggressive Booyah Bomb with the Slosh Machine coming out. I like the idea. They are forcing the HUD back quite significantly, and 2 have gone down again. So it'll be interesting to see if they can find a gap back in, because it's looking in Hex's favour big time.
I feel like that Crab Tank was a bit too far from anywhere that matters. It seems that, that's the game.
Yeah, I can understand it. They had to make a play. They had to see what they could do to get back in. They had a really good opportunity to kind of lock Hex down at some point, but Hex, kept cool, kept level head. And I think the Hex, they were just slightly more coordinated with their specials there, which has allowed them to clutch that out.
Yes, very well done, Hex. They were able to Hex it off in the end.
I mean, good showing by the HUD. They are going to have an opportunity in losers run, so well done to them so far. You can see why they managed to do well in their opening round both times in Triton-Cup of the last 2 tournaments. And yeah, really good showing from Hex. I really like the coordinated use of the specials, and I think lots of back and forth, but that's where kind of your resilience in a competitive setting comes in terms of how much you can kind of keep your cool and how much you can not panic and kind of just run out 1 by 1 and die.
Or do you save it all for a quick push and a quick spawn push as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think, towards the end, I think that's why we saw the Crab Tank quite far back, because they had to just make a play. The time, you can't afford that luxury of sitting and waiting when the time is going down that much. But Hex, when they were getting picks and kills, they were moving in a lot deeper, I think, into the HUD's kind of side, which was making it a lot harder for the HUD to, gradually nudge back out into mid.
So, I guess we will go for now, and we will see you back for round 3.
See you shortly, folks.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Triton-Cup. This is round 3. I am Manic and I'm joined today by...
Chili, hello, welcome back everybody. That was the shortest break ever because we're getting spoiled for content right now. We're straight into this, which is Rabid versus Unlucky in round 3. Rabid is seeded number 27th, but they've had a really good showing so far. They knocked out ASC Tenchi into losers who were seeded number 6, so they cannot be underestimated here. And Unlucky are seeded 11th, but we'll see how unlucky they are.
Come on, you really had to say it that way?
I did indeed. We are going into Scorched Gorge as well as our opening game. What are your thoughts on this map, Manic?
I do not like the big block in the middle. It sucks.
Ooh.
Final thoughts.
Oh, as someone that was a Black Belly fanboy in Splat 1, that hurts a little bit. I mean, it is chaos. If you get set up securely on that pillar, it is miserable to try and come back from that. But we will see how both these teams play. I don't recognise anyone on either of these teams, but that isn't probably because they're any good. That's just because I'm a Splat 1 dinosaur and have been out the scene too long.
Same. I have no idea who anyone is. I'm even worse.
Well, this will be an education for us then. Double Splash, Elite as Slosher, nice comp, and we're seeing a very aggressive comp on the other team. Quite a contrast here in terms of kits.
That junior is definitely going to be on defensive duty at the front lines.
Yeah, absolutely. Putting up those bubbles, just making it incredibly annoying to hold the zone. So Rabid have gone for the more kind of balanced comp. They have a reef and missile spam, and it'll be interesting to see how that feeds into the mix. Unlucky do get the first cap, but they've lost 2 players, but they've managed to hold the zone regardless, so that's very good thinking on Unlucky's part.
Yes, that bubbler definitely shielding against that leader's attacks. But it's going to have to move around to get better picks.
Definitely. They're trying to do that here, but they're being pressured quite heavily by Unlucky. They've managed to hold the zone for 38 seconds so far. They have gone down. Really nice ink strikes coming in here. That was really good work on the Slosher's part. Rabid getting a recap here and showing why, despite being C27th, they've done quite well so far.
Yeah, it's very well done tactical ink strikes. Keenly positioned to cap the zone. See, we have a surprise crab wrapping up and just taking down anyone within its sights. Unfortunately,
That's
see anyone.
No, I mean, it was cute. It was cute to hide behind that block and wait for the opening. I mean, their teammates got 2 picks as they pulled the crab out, so I think it still applied a good amount of pressure. Unlucky managing to hold the zone here now, but we see Tenta missiles ready to go on Rapid's part, and can the teammates capitalise on that? This will be the question.
I wonder how many auto bombs can Unlucky handle before they just scream.
I love auto bombs. They're very cute, but they're so annoying when they just force you to move away. 3 down on Unlucky's part. That's really good on Rabid's part. They're going to get a recap.
That seems to be a delayed wipeout.
You are indeed. Yeah. It was essentially a wipeout. We're seeing, Tetras be Tetras here, just flipping around everywhere and trying to take people with them. They did get 2 really good picks.
Yes. But it seems that the Rabbits are just gonna crab battle it out and see who else is gonna just outlast each other and keep the zone going.
Yeah, even though the Rabid player lost their crab tank first, they did a really good job of just keeping their cool, waiting out the other one and holding the map. And I have seen a lot more of, what you were just saying there, of like teammates kind of backing each other up on Rabid's part. That might be throwing the kind of engagements in their favour.
The Bucket trying to quickly take it. Oh, 2 just went down immediately. From Splat Bomb? I guess so.
Good response from Unlucky because, I mean, Rabid held the zone for a long time there. They used the missiles on the reef at quite a good time, and I would have thought that would have led to plays on Unlucky's part going down, but Unlucky managed to hang in there, stay alive, keep their cool, and now they've got 2 picks, control of the zone, and they're really deep into enemy spawn here.
Yeah, that Tetra's just wiping everything it can with that mobility and keeping the zone at the back.
Tetras at their best. They don't care about your ink. They're gonna go and pick you off, and you know they've got that QR. So that if it doesn't work, they're just gonna get right back in your face and try again. Unlucky managing to take the lead here. It looks like, and even though they've had a player go down and missiles come out from Rabid, the timer is still ticking. Can Unlucky clutch this out?
Well, it seems that there's a crab that doesn't exactly matter too much, as ink strikes are just coming in to finish the job.
The crab was a good idea. It was just I think that their teammates went down as they set it up. And what I have noticed is even when Unlucky seem to have a deficit in terms of players, they're managing to make it quite hard for Rabid to take the zone. And I think that's really working out in their favour. But right now, Rabid have control. That Elite is set up pretty nicely on the pillar. And this could be a bit of a nightmare for Unlucky to get back into mid.
Yes, especially with them having a bubbler ready to go.
I mean, the Elite gave up their position now. I'm sure they had a reason why they were pressured, but the Tetris is hungry for them. They want them down, and they're doing well here to not just go for kills and look at paint duty because they know they want to get that penalty on Rabid. But here come the ink strikes again that have been so effective up to this point, and they get a pick, and they're going to get the lead off that, potentially.
Oh, yep, they do. And they're going to keep the zone as Unlucky goes down.
Action-packed game 1. We're definitely not having any kind of boring games here so far. It makes for a great kind of entertainment value. I mean, the Slosher, credit to them there for the play with those ink strikes. It felt like every time they had that ink strike ready, they used it at the right moment to just completely displace Unlucky and force a penalty, which has really helped them win that game.
I wonder if they had a bird's eye view or something to line those shots. Looking at the map.
Well, I mean, you know, missiles are disruptive enough, aren't they, without triple ink strike also raining down on you. I mean, really good showing by Unlucky. I really liked that when they got the numbers, how deep they were going into enemy spawn to try and kind of clutch that game out. But just good responses, really. We've got a map that you're much more fond of, haven't we, for round 3 in the form of Hagglefish for round 2. Sorry, of the 3rd round of Triton-Cup.
Yes, I mean, we had a lot of flanks in Scorch Gorge, so I'm pretty sure we're going to have way more in Hagglefish Market.
Yeah, I mean, if you like to be a really psychotic, aggressive frontliner and you like to flank continuously, then, you know, you're going to love Hagglefish because it is all about just getting through the side lanes and flanking round and just being an absolute nightmare to deal with while all the kind of chaos is going in and holding the kind of middle ground. It'll be interesting to see if there's any changes in comps because I think these are very different maps. I do think they play slightly differently, or if people will just have a lot of faith in their weapons and continue to use what they've been doing so far. I'm
calling it Quad Tetras.
I do fear we're going to go that way and have flashbacks to Splatoon 1 QR meta, but no, I think we're going to need far more balance than that on Splat Zones, thankfully. Certainly as long as it's got Reef Slider and Auto Bomb as its kit.
I mean, they can't be hit by a sniper, right? They're too fast.
Well, yeah, it's certainly when you throw a little bit of latency in there as well, they find Dooley's nightmare fuel to snipe. Would you have any kind of reflections for Unlucky off the back of that first game in terms of what they need to do differently? Or do you think it's pretty balanced either way at the moment?
I mean, so far it is pretty balanced. I guess they just need to coordinate their specials a bit more and just don't let the bucket live as as they had a lot of triple ink strikes there. Just destroying the zone.
Get vengeance on the bucket before it's too late. I hear you. So Rabid here, trying to clutch it out. Unlucky, trying to say no, wait for us, and we're seeing a slight shift in compositions here.
Yes, it seems we've picked up an E-leader and a gal, and Rabid, and wait. Oh, they left the Tetra Jewels. Oh no.
They did. And is that the kind of traditionally bad Rapid? Because there's a Rapid Blaster Pro that is, you know, known for being you know, a solid weapon. Then there's the other Rapid, which is Ink Mine and Ink Strike, and it seems a bit of a meme. But I do see Ink Strikes coming out, so they're going for it anyway.
I mean, the meme weapon itself is pretty good for this short range. But that Ink Mine, oh no, not so well.
Yeah, this is interesting because I mean, it looked like Rabid had a good opportunity to cap there, but unlucky doing what they did in round one and managing to hold the zone in quite challenging circumstances. We do see the slosher go down on Rabid's team here, and the timer is ticking frantically for unlucky, so they need a penalty and they need it soon. But they've got 2 people down.
Just wow. Lots of just that bubbler just helping him have the zone. Not being capped, and
Yeah.
it's really going down now.
It's a very different game, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they can't do anything once that bubbler's down.
No, it's 2 down again, so they're gonna get knocked out there. I mean, unlucky. What a response after that challenging opening game.
They just said, "Okay, we are done meeting. Goodbye, Tetra. Hello, viable comp, maybe."
Yeah, feels like they got a Zenkai boost off the back of Rabid's initial performance there. So yeah, I mean, very well done to Unlucky there to do the great equaliser. Does mean we're going to see a third game. I think my only reflections there is Rabid nearly had the zone so many times, and at one point they had 2 players go down, and the zone nearly capped. And even if more players than Rabid had gone down, I would have just focused on the cap there rather than going for a pick in that moment because they desperately needed that penalty. There's time to turn it around though. We do have one more game, and it's on Inkblot Art Academy.
Yeah, basically a Scorch Gorge 2.0 or 0.5.
I don't know how it would work. I mean, Inkblot came first, didn't it? So I guess Scorch Gorge would be Inkblot 2.0 if I'm thinking correctly. I think
guess.
Inkblot has a fair bit more options to kind of get the surprise jump. So I could see some aggression there. It would be interesting to see if the Tetras come back out. I do think Tetras are a good choice on this map.
Definitely when there's a big, huge pillar to maneuver around.
Yeah, the pillar's nice. Getting up the ramp is kind of doable to get onto plat. Playing around the boxes is, good fun as long as you're kind of in sync and taking advantage of what your teammates are applying pressure as. We're seeing Rabid lock in really, really quickly, so they're not phased by that last game. It looks like they've still got a lot of faith in their comp and what they're using. Looks like there's a bit of discussion with Unlucky as to what player 1 is going to lock in.
Maybe he's locking in Explosion. Nah, just kidding. But
I mean, Explosion is an amazing weapon, to be fair, on zones. It is, point sensors is something that I think people have polarizing views on, but I find, them incredibly annoying when I'm going against someone that uses them well.
Oh yeah, it's just a huge bit of aerial denial.
Yeah, and when you combine that with the paint output on Explosion, there's a reason it's in, kind of high demanded in a lot of builds at the moment. Let's see what they're going for.
Indeed. It seems that we... Oh yeah, they did change it. And that's remained the same.
So we've got E-liter on either side this time, so there is going to be a sniper war. We've got a splash on either side, and then the main difference is Slosher and Reef on Rabid's team compared to Junior and 52 on Unlucky's team. But I like both of these comps, so it'll be interesting to see what they can do.
And that first wave of missiles go out. Plenty more to just come out as the game goes on. And
Yeah,
that's the first cap.
They do indeed. Those missiles are out really, really quick, and it looks like Rabid were very good at being aggressive and taking advantage of the displacement. We're seeing someone else go down in that sniper. Oh, but the vengeance is so nice there on Unlucky's part as well. So we'll see what they can do.
And, well, I guess they're just going to be sitting around, maybe destroying some crabs in the meantime, which they do. Very nice. Seems you can't keep the crabs in the bucket then. The Junior just shielding up top, trying to get any point of the zone, in which they do.
Beautiful position for a bubbler. Yeah, a really good play by the Junior there. The bubbler in a nice spot, and you can just rain down ink when you're on that pillar, and it's quite hard to get the Junior off when they're all bubbled up. So I think that was a really good response. Unlucky getting the cap here, but Rabid's had a strong opening, and we'll see if they can take advantage of that further. This sniper war looks like it's putting a lot of pressure on both sides as well.
Yeah, that E-leader trying to do what it was done to him earlier.
The schmoves.
Yeah, and there goes the ink strikes, but unfortunately not doing anything to the zone too much.
Timers had stopped. There were 2 down the side. The Slosher making an aggressive play, but the response being good from Unlucky as well. This is a game that feels far more even right now, but I think Rabid could get the cap here.
Yes. I mean, it's just a matter of being able to control the side zones, as you're not having to look out for them once you're having the zone.
Yeah, the Unlucky gave up their wave breaker there, possibly as a survivability tech from being, pressured, but it'll be interesting to see what they can do. I mean, the bubbler, a crab tank in a bubbler is nasty stuff, and we're seeing Unlucky really coordinate their specials here to put Rabid in a bad position, and even though they didn't get a pick, they did force a jump out there, which is still quite devastating at this point in the game.
Yeah, that sniper trying to get for any quick and easy picks. It's trying. So far, nothing. Ooh, very close there.
Yeah, Unlucky are going to take the lead here. I mean, this game is chaos, and I love it. The back and forth is really good. I think there's some really smart positioning choices. I like that the Elite here is really trying to get scope of the game and make sure they don't go down. Now that the wave break is out, can they make a more aggressive play, though?
We'll have to catch someone on guard, but it seems that no one in the zone is off guard. That gal trying to make a push for the E-leader, but getting a nice quick pickup splat from that bucket. And Lucky is getting the zone.
Really good aggression from that gal. I think the problem there at the end was even though Rabid had a strong opening, the more that match went on, the more I started seeing people go down one by one by one by one by one. And they were losing that opportunity to do a coordinated push, which they needed to do because of how in sync Unlucky were. I mean, really good showing. Really impressive for Rabid to have beat ASC Tenji in the previous round, so I would not be disheartened. They've still got an opportunity to have a strong losers run, but really impressive display by Unlucky there in terms of super coordinated specials and pushes.
Unlucky just was lucky tonight. I wonder if they'll be continuing their lucky streak.
Is it lucky if it's skill based?
Come on, all skill is luck.
That's a philosophy that I have not heard before, but I will pontificate that. I can see we're going to add 96 Marjorie here as known for being a terrorizing carbon, so this next game could be very, very interesting. We are going to go to a brief break again, I believe, and then we'll be back for round 4 matches.
See you soon.
Bye.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Triton-Cup. We are on round 4. I'm Manic, and I'm joined today by...
Chili. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are now moving into round 4, which is best of 5s. And for just a bit of context into these two teams, Tempest are seeded number 4, so they're considered to be a very strong bunch. 1904, our Bravo team, they're seeded number 12, but they managed to beat Ozone 2-0, who are seeded number 5. So we could be seeing some quite scary stuff coming from 1904 this game.
Not October, though. Can't be scary.
Very true, very true. And we're starting off on Undertow Spillway, so this is one of our new maps. This is the map notorious for sloshing machines killing people through glass ceilings, which was a funny point Manic was reminiscing on during our break.
Hey, at least we have ink jets just flying over the gap and just destroying anyone on top of the glass anyways.
Very true. It will be interesting to see what their comps are and how they position accordingly. Tend to see most of the chaos understandably taking the place in the middle, but a long-range pressure coming from the two kind of glass ceilings. Really interesting comp from Tempest there. We've got octo brushes, we've got sloshing machines and all sorts.
We got Tri-Slosher. Yo!
That is a rare kind of find from 1904. Yeah, let's see what they managed to do with that. And we got the classic Splosher back out. Tempest not really going for much range here. I think the Slosher machine is the most range that they've got. So let's see how they cope with a 1904's comp that has a bit more balance.
Yeah, be scared of the Tri-Slosher. It may be short, but it definitely packs a punch.
Absolutely, and I think we're seeing that, aren't we? I mean, look how quick here 1904 have capped, and they're aggressing really hard. Tempest having to whip out the crab tank from quite far back just to apply a bit of pressure.
Oh, I guess the disruption mist doesn't affect the crowd too much. I thought it did.
I'm not sure how that interaction works, actually. Yeah, it's interesting. Two have gone down for 1904, so we could see an attempt at a cap here, but of course, Undertow, it has 2 zones. Much harder to hold both of them at the same time than some other maps, so this could be a lot more back and forth and a much harder map to knock out.
Here comes the crab to maybe, I don't know, help a bit. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, it was a nice crab from Margie and a nice crab in response coming in here from Henry, I believe that is. We've seen players down on either side, but despite this is the first time that Tempest are getting a cap, but they're getting it with a wipeout. That is huge.
Now it's time to spawn camp maybe. But unfortunately, I think... Oh, wait, no, there's no unfortunately, because there's nothing happening right now. Just counting down on the clock.
I mean, it is an interesting one, though, because 1904 started this so strong. I do not think they're going to be spawn camped lightly, and we're seeing a lot of poking at the moment and some sensible play here. We're not seeing anyone rush back into mid. They're keeping calm. They're looking for the openings, but now we're seeing a lot of engagements here with the crab tank, with the booyah bombs. We should be seeing splats here, and it's 2 down on either side.
Yeah, it's kind of bad to go down there, especially with the zone ripping really thin.
Yeah, they are not the trades you want if you're on a Tempest right now. You need a little bit more survivability than that because you desperately need to be painting and getting the cap. We're seeing 3 up on a side. They have managed to stop the timer, but immediately Tempest are on it, and it looks like they're going to get a knockout here. Wow.
Yeah, first point goes to Tempest there. A very good showing from the middle onwards. Yeah,
really strong opening game. I mean, I loved 1904's rollout. I thought they started incredibly strong. I liked their comp a bit more. I thought Tempest comp was a bit of a gamble with the range, but I mean, they're showing that they know what they're doing with it. They know how to work together and complement each other and try and keep each other safe. And yeah, pretty devastating hold of map there.
I guess the Tri-Slosher was not enough.
No, although it's lovely to see one. And I do think it's a weapon that is pretty decent and has its place.
You beauty.
The benefit of being in 5 kind of best of 5 now is there is more room for adaptability. So we'll see what 1904 can do. Next map is Sturgeon Shipyard.
Lots of moving platforms. I wonder if there's going to be any snipers to just perch up there for a little bit of time, or if we're going to just see more explosives, as well. The range is just enough for that spawn. That's the zone down there. on the bridge.
I think it's, we're seeing a little bit of hesitance here for people locking in their build, so I wonder if people are considering here, do we need a bit more range if we're Tempest? 1904 might be reflecting on what was challenging about the opening game and maybe adjusting their comp to respond to Tempest's quite aggressive playstyle.
Yeah, I mean, whatever can counter the most is probably going to be the one to boast.
Bars.
When you can't think of anything, you just gotta rhyme. Otherwise, you're just stealing everyone's time.
I don't think I can follow that up, to be fair. I think I'm just going to appreciate you for that and
You're welcome,
speculate. I mean, and I see Magi a lot, and they normally play like a very aggressive Carbon, but obviously Carbon in the meta right now, quite a challenging weapon to use at high level play, so I understand why they were using more frontline picks. We are seeing that very aggressive, shorter range comp from Tempest again, and the Tri-Slosh is still there. You'll be pleased about that, Manic.
Thank you so much. Well, it seems that both teams... Oh, there's a 3 on that side. Just the one, just to maybe distract the Tri-Slosher from making its most on the zone.
Yeah, it feels that's a gamble of a rollout, but I can see that being overwhelming if the team aren't ready for it. So far, 1 down on each side, but Tempest with a bit more convincing map control here.
That machine just trying to score that kill, unfortunately getting taken out by that splash. Unfortunately, they're not able to cap their zone and will just go down.
Yeah, that was a nice pick by Margie, and I saw what they were going for, but the teammates very quick to respond to that and avenge their fallen comrade there. And we're kind of seeing the same theme again of Tempest just having ridiculous map control, really, when they get the numbers, and making it a bit suffocating for 1904 to even have options here.
And Spider-Man just trying to further cause spawn camping over there. Just went down. And so far, the Tempest just holding their zone confidently, even with the crowd just going out.
Oh dear, we have a DC coming in to
and it's on the
1904.
first minute, so I don't think it's gonna count anymore, though.
I do believe the game will play on regardless. I mean, the way this game was looking, it was looking pretty devastating in Tempest's favour by the map control and the way they took advantage of that once they got that opening pick. But always unfortunate. You never want a game to end that way, and hopefully, yeah, definitely. Hopefully 1904 can shake it off, because now we're in round 4, they do have one more chance to try and bring this back.
Come on, I believe in you, Tri-Slosher King.
Was it the Tri-Slosher that we lost?
Maybe?
Oh no, punished for the weapon choice. The Splat God said no. Well, I'm assuming we're just going to give it a sec for everything to get set back up. We will be going to Wahoo World next. Pretty interesting map. I like the kind of options that you tend to have. And our friend has returned, thankfully, so we're not going to be waiting too long.
Man, I can't wait for Wahoo World to be destroyed on Big Run.
Oh, that was what was in the trailer, wasn't it? Nice. There's so much map to Wahoo World as well. You were going to have the salmons coming in from all angles. It's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that roundabout underneath the bridges definitely going to be the most place to watch out for.
Absolutely.
Or just the platforms that extended out with an explosion or a sniper or any long range.
Yeah, with long range, which is something Tempest don't seem to care for. So we'll see how this game goes. But I also understand why they've not really felt an incentive to change their comp up, because how well they've done these first 2 games. Just to confirm as well, because the DC happened after 50 points on Tempest's part, that is a game that will count. So they 1904 are on kind of match point in winner's side here.
They're not Tempest that's in the lead?
It is Tempest that's in the lead, so I mean they're in they're on their kind of final life, if you like, their final chance to not drop into losers.
No problem. It seems we still have the king of Tri-Sloshers, but we also do have that Flingza, or the missile spam.
Yeah, so I guess they're settling for missiles as their form of long-range pressure, and then they've still got the sloshing machine as a skirmisher. So it's a pretty strong comp on Tempest's part. It's a good comp on 1904's part as well. Good mix of skirmishing weapons, frontliners, and the ever so omnipotent E-liter. 1904 getting a nice first cap hit and getting picks on Tempest, but 2 down either side.
They should be able to keep it if they get a good Booyah Bomb, which they almost did, but unfortunately Tempest was able to evade it and capture the zone in the meantime.
It was unfortunate because I think they triggered their Booyah Bomb as a couple of their teammates went down, so they ended up in this quite vulnerable position as the lone person in mid, which you never want, and it has meant Tempest have regained control, and they're going to try and apply a bit of pressure here to make it hard for 1904 to advance.
Saw earlier that that Tri-Flocker were just sharking in a tunnel thing on the below. No one was going to go down below that. They should have moved on long ago.
Yeah, you kind of, I understand the incentive of sharking, but if you leave it too long, you're just kind of surrendering map to the enemy team, and that gets pretty painful pretty quickly, especially in this game as fast-paced as Splatoon 3. We saw a good attempt at a recap by 1904, but 3 down, so Tempest looked like they've wanted to close this out really quickly.
Crab trying to crush them, but unfortunately I don't think they did enough damage in the first place. And there goes the point to Tempest.
I mean, really impressive showing by Tempest. Really, really strong play. Yeah, hard to fault, really. Yeah, I mean, you can see why they're seeded quite highly this tournament. The coordination is there. Really strong compositions. Teammates backing each other up. But that being said, 1904, a very strong group. Very impressive to 2-0 Ozone, who were 5th seed. So it might be that 1904 can hopefully shrug off that challenging round and make a comeback in losers.
Oh, nice! We got the colors updated. Good job. I thought I was mistaken then. Yeah, I guess I'll join you later for round 5.
Take care, everyone.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
Cool, that'd be interesting if Unlucky get a run back.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Triton-Cup. I'm Manic, and I'm joined today by...
Chili, hello everybody. This will be our last cast, and then we'll be handing over to Dali and Asect. We're winners semi side, so this is going to be another best of 5 between our two of our top seeds. So Yessir are seeded second, and Penguin are seeded third. So expect some high level gameplay, high octane action here as we go into game number 1.
Ooh, jumping straight right in. It seems that we already got 3 machines in the lobby. Very, very interesting, huh?
Not too surprising. We know how good the machine is, how janked the hitbox is. Tyflow is tearing up with the machine in Triton-Cup 42, so we'll see what he can do again. I really like Penguin's comp as well. We've got Flingser, so we've got the missile spam and the kind of composition to take advantage of it as well. But a good opening cap by Yessir, but then we're already seeing a kind of pretty strong response from Penguin as well.
That exposure mode of the crab just doing the work, taking out 2. And it seems Penguin's being able to cap the zone real quick.
Yeah, not just cap the zone, but cap the zone with a wipeout. I mean, that is the strong response you kind of want to see. But Yessir not being too phased, throwing a BR on the zone, getting a pick. Possibly going to get a recap here, but Penguin are doing a really good job of holding.
Yep, indeed, they got a recap. Just to diminish their penalty real quick and maybe take the lead back once more.
Yeah, we've seen some nice aggressive crab tanks from Yessir, but we're seeing good aggressive crab tanks from Penguin as well. Crabs everywhere, that's the game at the moment, unfortunately. 2 go down on Yessir, so Penguin do get a strong recap here, and they do have an opportunity to push, but we'll see if they're able to capitalise on that.
I think it just come to curse them.
Oh, it's always the way. When this game moves so fast at the moment, I think commentator curse is inevitable sometimes. We're seeing some good fizzy spam coming in by Yessir here from Tyflow. Booyah Bomb coming in. Trying to kind of play it safe and just regain that map control, but they're struggling to get picks right now, Yessir. Like, Penguin are managing to kind of hold this really well.
Yes, sir, indeed. Getting pushed back by them Penta missiles, and that gal maybe thinking about going around. But I guess that crowd just doing all the work. And the Booyah Bomb almost stopping the zone, but another player helped.
Yeah, it's entered a neutral state, but no penalty as of yet. I'm sure there's one that's coming up. I mean, I did really like what Penguin were doing there. They did try and take advantage of the missiles and get an aggressive push, but I mean, yes, they were just really good at not dropping there. Like, they saw that aggressive play coming, they responded and dealt with it, preventing being locked down, and now Yessir have the opportunity to go into the offensive.
Yes, sir. They're just gonna hold out the zone, maybe get away from the missiles. Unfortunately, that splash goes down, and Penguin does recap the zone.
They do. Nice combination of missiles and Booyah Bomb, but a good response from Yessir with a Booyah followed by their teammate Zucrin. 3 drop down on Penguin here. The Splash is in a nice position to push, so the Splash Shot's in a good position to push, but they're playing it safe and they're opting to retreat rather than to needlessly feed. I think that was a good call.
Yes, that position of the machine is too high ground for that splash shot. Otherwise, it means we go down. And now it's outmaneuvering the tank. Oh, too late.
that was ambitious. I really like the idea from Nico there. That was a little bit ambitious, but yeah. I mean, it was sensible play overall. That, you know, trying to just stay alive. You know, in zones that's as important as getting the picks, is to just not go down. Really, we're saying that we're 2 down aside. Very even timers and penalties. Yes, they are going to secure a cap again here, but this again is looking a very, very evenly matched game so far.
That Flings are trying to get any sort of paint to get the missiles ready to go. Okay, I guess they were attempting to pop it, but they got shut down.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That was their main ticket to kind of get back in the game, but it's not over yet. They're going to have one more opportunity, I would say. Well, and again, commentators curse, they've already responded immediately. So Penguin there getting a cap, saying this is not over yet. We've still got some fight in us. And we've got missiles ready for when you respawn.
Yeah, Yessir was about to cap the zone, but Penguin just said, no sir. Capped it for them.
Absolutely. Both the slosher machines have gone down for Yessir there. We've seen some good sharking from the frontliners here. Playing it safe, not wanting to go too deep, but wanting to make sure that people can't get back into mid for free. The time is ticking in Penguin's favour, so they're quite happy to just sit this one out and hold. But we're seeing the Booyah Bomb come in to try and stop
So far
Bit
it's holding,
ambitious.
and it held. Very nice.
It did, but it was close. I mean, that could have been covered up, but yeah, it looked like they did get the jump on Penguin. Then Penguin were not able to kind of paint over those BRs in time, so they have managed to get a penalty. It means Yessir is still in the game, but yeah, this match still has quite a bit of life in it for something with 15 seconds left.
Yes, I wonder if we're gonna just be able to. Oh wait, no, I forgot how time works. No, they're not gonna be able to do a knockout and do it in time.
Good opportunity.
But,
yeah, I mean that's such a strong response from Penguin. Not being phased that they didn't have the zone as it was approaching time. Just coordinated those crab tanks and other specials together again, and wiping the enemy team out. You can't get more definitive than that. But a really good, fast-paced, back-and-forth opening game.
Yes, very nice indeed. The first point goes to Penguins.
And we have confirmed this is the real Penguins and not the pseudo Penguins that appeared in the recent paddling pool. Nice gimmick though from that team. But yeah, I think we saw that game why both these teams are ranked quite highly, because there was really good coordination, people seeming to keep calm under pressure, managing recaps in situations where they're in a disadvantaged state. So yeah, good showing so far from both teams.
Yes, very well done so far. As we move on to Inkblot Art Academy, where visibility is a bit more limited, as is range. Definitely gonna have to maneuver around the massive pillar in the middle, and watch out for snipers on the perches.
Definitely, and I love the boxes on Inkblot. I always see some such fun plays and sneaky little kind of sharking or sneaking around the boxes to create kind of openings and plays as well. So be interesting to see how both the teams kind of adjust to that opening game. I think really promising showing from both sides, and yeah, hopefully we're gonna see quite an intense set here.
Looks like we're back to the double machines as well as the other machine on the other side.
Double machine with double splash in response. So yeah, you're getting a sense here. What weapons are considered the strongest right now? Watch these upcoming patch notes. I reckon all these weapons will be touched in some capacity. Penguin do get the first pick, but Yessir do respond in equal vein, and 2 have gone down, which means Yessir could get the opening cap here.
Super. Yes, they do. Yes, sir, they do.
I liked Typhlo's thinking there. Typhlo saw that 2 were down, wanted to really pressure the remaining that were up, and getting more of a pick so they can get a more aggressive push. But Penguin had some good survivability. They managed to stay in the game. Really nice maneuvering there in a challenging situation to get that trade. But Yessir are now going to get a cap again here as 3 have gone down on Penguin's side.
Yes, escaping that booyah bomb just to get a knockout on that Typhlo. And they're just gonna take around zone, maybe get some specials going soon, or build up. But unfortunately 2 have gone down, so Penguin might just recap.
Yeah, it was a good attempt at aggression on Yessir's part. I like them going over the main pillar to get into the enemy kind of plat, but Penguin were ready for that, took people out, and look how deep they've gone for that kill on funds, but helpful, always good to get the numbers. Looks like Penguins will take the lead here, but it's not by any means secure. There's a lot of pressure from Yessir.
Looks like we're going to be on the nice number for a long time, as the penalty still counts down very shortly. And being spawn camped a little bit, not too much.
Yeah, I think both teams are doing a good job of not getting completely locked down. They're poking, they're applying pressure, they're saying, firing warning shots, saying, you could get picked off if you overextend here. Trying to be patient, but Penguin are starting to lose the luxury of time a little bit. We're seeing that timer for Penguins go down quite significantly. Nice booyah bomb around the midpoint, and a crab tank attempting to get the pick. Just about survived that booyah bomb.
The strongest crab. We've seen it here today, folks.
I love the little dung beetle form and how much stuff you can get away with tanking. No pun intended. Penguin managing to get the cap there, but they have lost a player. So again, probably not going to be able to push too deep.
It seems Penguin's just going to take some picks and watch as the timer goes down. Well, they were going to, unless Yessir just recaps.
I mean, yeah, very strong response by Yessir there. Really felt the force of that Zuka when that connected for some reason. But yes, getting on that killer, just raining ink for a very, comfortable cap. And we're seeing kind of trades galore, which, yes, they're going to take those at the moment. But really nice frontlining here to try and stop that progression.
Yes, that Booyah Bomb, or the machine, tried to save itself by buying the floor, but still a bit vulnerable while falling down. And,
Yeah. Yeah, and again, because of the way that's been done, that BO bomb got cleared up real nice. I mean, mid right now is looking very green. This is looking like Penguin have advantage at this moment in time, but really nice grab there. Oh, teammate has seen them and managed to avenge them, so that was pretty clutch, but are they going to be able to stop? Yes, they're getting a penalty. That is the big question right now.
No, I think they're gonna... Oh, they might continue? Or... Tough to tell, the Tether missiles help in clearing up the enemy. And
yeah,
they do.
that was unfortunate though. They had a numbers advantage for quite a while, but they were struggling to get that timer down. I was getting a bit worried for Penguin there, but they have managed to do it. Better late than never, and they have taken the lead. Yes, have about a minute here to get a response together to make sure they don't go 2-0 down.
Yes. Well, I think it's time that the Booyah Bombs start coming out again.
And they have in full force. They have done their job. 2 down on Yessir though, so they might struggle to hold this. But yeah, I mean, it's a very different game, 1-1 versus 2-0. Like the mentality you go into the next game with is very, very different. So Yessir will be very happy if they can hold this, but Penguins are not making it easy for them at all.
Side flanks be getting lots of use just to survive or camp around while the timer goes down. And so far, there's a bit of a comeback from Yessir.
There is, but I mean, Penguins, what they have been very good at doing is getting those penalties, and they have then responded with not only another penalty, but 3 down, so it's slipping away from Yessir. I feel like they need to make an aggressive play now, which Buns has started to do, but he's been avenged. Will they be able to get a penalty in time? I don't think it's happening, but it might. Oh.
Unfortunately, there's no overtime this time.
Okay,
Still,
so...
Not bad.
No, not bad at all. I mean, Yessir had some good opportunities there. I mean, Penguin just so good at getting a penalty, even when, they were under a lot of pressure. That's allowed them to kind of start moving away with this one. But, it's a best of 5. There's time for Yessir to turn this around. There's a reason they're number 2 seeds. They're a good adaptable bunch. So let's see if they can keep their nerve as we go into game 3.
Yes, into the watery grave of many squids and octolings.
I'm going to assume by that we're back on Mahi.
Indeed we are. Not the good kind.
I was thinking, where else are watery graves in a Splatoon that isn't some kind of dark lore? But yeah, Mahi, it sounds like it's going to be. Chaos incarnate the map. I kind of love it for that reason, but I understand why people have, intense disdain for it as well.
Oh, we got a raid party from Merlin Raid. Thank you very much for the raid there.
Welcome everybody. Always nice to have more squids and, inklings, octolings in the room. If you are just joining us, we are going into the 3rd game in winners semis right now between Yessir, the number 2 seeds, and Penguin, the number 3 seeds. Penguin are 2-0 up. Both games have been very, very close with lots of back and forth of Penguin just about, clutching it out based on more penalties.
I wonder, will they be able to just have their decimating victory, or will it be a back and forth like the previous 2 games?
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, you never want to be playing from two games down. It is a lot of pressure. And it can be a bit easier to tilt, but as I say, yes, they're a resilient bunch. There's a bunch of skilled players on their team. I don't think they'll tilt, but yeah, it's match point for Penguin here to get into winners final side. So let's see how they do.
Teams back at it with the double crab and double machines.
I mean, I don't blame them. Strong comps across the board. I wouldn't have wanted to change it up if I were them. I mean, we know this is a zone that is super easy to cap. We know there's absolute carnage on this map at all times. Let's see how they can apply pressure under those circumstances.
Sloshing machines from the top, but just decimating.
Typhlo was so deep there, really hungry for those kills. Nearly got them. Teammates doing some good work. Yessir have the first cap, but Penguins seem to be holding their cool. They've managed to get 2 picks in response, and they're capping in response as well. So not being phased by the strong opening from Yessir there at all.
Yep. Okay. I thought that machine went into the water, but
We saw some live wave bouncing there. That's some advanced Splatoon 3 tech. Yeah, chaos here in trades, as we kind of expect with Mahi. Yes, they're managing to recap. Then they're not going down without a fight here. I respect that a lot. And the only problem is Penguin just managing to get picks in response so quickly. They're not really allowing Yessir to wear down that timer.
Now they'll probably start to engage in spawn camping, maybe, or just painting over to get some more special.
Quite possibly. But it is hard to spawn camp this map when you're against another competent team, and yes, you know, they have shown that they are, you know, they're not going to allow themselves to be spawn camped easily, but those missiles applying some really nasty pressure. Penguin trying to take advantage of that, but there have been 2 players go down. This is an opportunity for Yessir to regain some map control.
Now that the water's gone down, gone up. No, it's gone down. There's lots more room for maneuver, lots more special points to get.
Absolutely, more options that have opened up for people, more ways for kind of people to take advantage of their surroundings. And again, let's kind of see how that works out in practice. There's an attempt here by Penguin to stop the zone. There's some good pressure coming in by the Yessir kind of players that have gone quite deep. They've managed to take the lead, but then 3 of them have gone down.
The 2 remaining machines right now. 1 remaining. It seems they're just gonna take back the zone whenever they're ready, I guess.
Oh, I thought Nico might have known that Cam was there then. It did look like they'd seen them, but maybe they didn't realise they connected that stray hit because they jumped down into a vulnerable situation. Oh, it looked like Penguin were going to take the lead, but yes, they're managing to apply pressure with that BR bomb. Can they stop Penguins from grasping the lead? They cannot. They are 3 down again. Penguins again. This is kind of what we've seen in other games where there's such a back and forth, but then Penguin just managed to respond a little bit quicker, a little bit more intensely, and a wipeout is pretty devastating for Yessir at this point in the game.
Had that Booyah bomb been on the zone, they probably would have been able to at least give them a penalty before they took. But well, now that they have the zone again, they just need to ride it on high until they got the overtaking as well.
They do, and you know they have shown they can apply some really good offensive pressure. So they're not out this by any stretch of the imagination yet. There's a reason they're seeded as they are. These are some strong players that know the fundamentals of this game. They have managed to get a pick, and that could be valuable if they can capitalise on it. But it looks like the rest of Penguin have regrouped to stay alive.
The cells coming in to paint the zone slightly just to stop any sort of progress.
Oh, but fantastic BR bomb in response, and I think Yessir are going to take the lead here with 1.5 minutes on the clock.
Oh, there goes the lead, and I wonder, can they do a wipeout? Or knockout?
Missiles say no, missiles say oh, but they're
nope, looks
fantastic.
like yes. Oh,
wow.
Very well done, yes sir.
I really thought the missiles were going to give Penguin a life raft there to stay in it, but no, you know, Yessir managed to apply that painting pressure to cancel those missiles out, and yeah, saying we're not done yet. We want to stay on winner's side. We do not want to go down to loser's bracket. We are going to force a game 4, and yeah, what a game that was.
It's very intense near the end, but I'm pretty sure the machine does not paint fast enough in that situation there.
No, I mean, Machine can be a beast on zones, but it is, you know, in terms from the painting perspective, it is that LDE fizzy bomb spam and the Booyah bomb that does that work. The actual base weapon, not particularly brilliant on the paint side of things. We're going back to Eeltail Alley for game number 4. Lots of nice high ground to work with. You tend to see 2 different kind of engagements, like the territorial fight for the actual bridge. And then absolute carnage in the zone, and then this is a zone that is quite hard to cap actually. So we'll see if this is as back and forth as other games have been.
Back to the beginning of the tournament with the Eeltail Alley. Yeah, I guess we'll see how well they just manage the top and the bottoms.
Definitely. I wonder if we'll see some composition changes, but people locked in quite quickly, so I'm not too sure. Yeah, staying tried and true on Yessir's side. You were understandable after the last game. Penguin, again, having faith in their composition, understandably. These are both very strong comps. We don't have any snipers here. We're just probably going to see a lot of kind of skirmishes and a lot of attempts to kind of, get the pick and assist damage on each other.
So far as Yessir might be looking to cap the zone first, as they got a Trizuka just to knock that crowd off.
Yeah, that Zuka was very quick, wasn't it? I thought I heard the Zuka sound come out, but I wasn't too sure because I didn't see it on cam. But yeah, good pressure. That being said, no cap yet. Just now by Yessir. That again, Penguin are just very, very good at not letting the zone be submitted too easily.
Well, it seems that they might have some trouble now, as Booyah Bomb might just be coming out. I think that too,
Yeah, but they're getting painted over. That Booyah Bomb is brutal on the Crab Tank. Very, very nicely done. The Crab Tanks are trying to do their bit for Penguin, but these Booyah Bombs from Yessir are saying, nope, you're not getting away with doing that. And they managed to retain after the initial kind of attempt at a cap. So that's a promising showing by Yessir up to this point, but they are going to lose it now that 3 have died.
But quite the lead that they have so far. Guess we'll see how how much they can hold on to it.
Yeah, I mean, Penguin getting pretty nice control of mid now. They're poking around that bridge, it seems. They haven't managed to push too far into Yessir's side, but I understand why they would want to do that under current circumstances. Missiles coming out, picks following, so this is looking strong from Penguin. I think they are going to take the lead here quite comfortably.
That missile spam came at that most opportune time.
Absolutely, and the teammates absolutely knew how to take advantage of it. We kind of saw that in action with how quick the picks followed the missiles coming out. Nice pick by Tyflow there. Booyah Bomb to follow and a Fizzy Bomb. You would think that's a lot of ink, but it looks like Penguin are just kind of covering it up without kind of much problem, despite being a player down.
Oh wow, we are on 10 seconds. If they don't cap it if Yessir doesn't cap the zone, it's over.
Blimey. It was hard to kind of get a full scope of that situation because from Tyflow's perspective there, the Booyah Bomb, the Fizzy Bomb, that was a lot of ink to attempt to put pressure on the zone, but Penguin, just keeping up, just keeping pressure on, making it really, really hard to actually regain a sense of map control. Really good showing by them, good showing by Yessir, great to kind of force a game 4 and show what they're capable of. And again, this is double elimination, so they will have another opportunity in losers run.
Yes, it was very well done. I wonder if they were just hiding a second ink tank somewhere. Fuzzy fur or something.
Quite possibly. Congratulations to Penguin for being one of our first teams to make it through to the winners finals. That is going to be all from myself and Manic this evening. We will be moving on to a second block now, casted by Dali and Ace Set. But thank you very much for having us. I've been Chili.
And I'd be Manic. Do you want to plug anything, Chili, while we're here?
Oh, that's the point. I finally made a Splatoon-based Twitter. That's ChiliBoy, boy with an I, _splat. You can find me there. I've literally just started that, but I'm going to be posting Splatoon-related gameplay stuff and commentary stuff. And what about you, Manic?
Oh, I can be found on Twitch by just Manic Splats, and on Twitter at Manic Fluffy Cat. Case sensitive, not really, just kidding. Hopefully I'll be doing Splatoon content soon with a big run on the way and all that.
Brilliant stuff, sounds good.
Thanks for having us. We'll see you around. Bye-bye.
See you soon, everybody.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
Welcome back to Triton-Cup 43. After the commentator swap, I'm Asex, joined here by Genie7 and not Dally. Slight miscommunication there, I think. And yeah, we're here heading to the, I believe this is losers semifinals.
Winners finals.
Winners finals? Oh, okay.
Winners finals.
Oh, is this single elimination?
Double elimination. So that's
okay.
why we have a winners and a losers side. If this was single elim, this would be your grands, but we're not.
Oh, yeah,
So we've got
okay.
some more rounds coming. But yeah, Dally's not here. I'm gonna be filling in. I was supposed to be doing homework, so
Yeah,
homework will
headed
get done
straight into
later.
this game.
Never gonna turn down a time to come watch a nice zones tournament.
Yep. It looks like we have an infinite double splash machine flings a comp on one side. With a more non-traditional Octobrush Junior splash machine comp on the other.
Red Shaw on the Octobrush. I'm not at all surprised by that. That's an Octobrush classic. As we see Noah with this Crab Tank coming out for Penguin. Early zone control for Tempest. The Penguin is trying to take it back. Have to watch out that they don't die to these bomb spam and the Crab spam all in this zone.
Yeah, it looks like this is starting with an early advantage for Tempest, but as soon as I open my map, they go 3 down, and Penguin is now on the offense. We're still pretty early into the game here, so really anything could happen, but this is a promising start for Tempest, but Penguin could take the step.
Penguin, they're holding on to the zone really well. They've got one crab being utilized, and the second one is coming out as well. Great spacing out of their specials to really solidify this lead. They've got 2 advantage, and those respawns will take a little bit of time to come in, and especially get their specials. I want to see Red Shell get good work with this, the distraction special, aka Zipcaster.
Chester is very good when you use it correctly. It feels like it really has, like, the entire, how good this special is, pretty much feels like it has no bound in terms of how good you use it. It's really insane what you can do with it. You have so much freedom. You can be pretty much anywhere on the map at any given time, and the only thing you have to really work against there is the time limit, which can be extended a little bit with special power up, but it is really just dependent on how you use it. We do see a crab tank v crab tank fight happening here. Probably one of my favorite aspects of this meta is just seeing all the crab tank fights. They all seem really hilarious. But Red Shell with the flank, getting a double pick before potentially getting out of there. Very well played. That's going to give Tempest a huge boost and potentially swing it towards their lead. With the
Red Shell's going in again.
Out.
Tries to get away with the Zipcaster, unfortunately not able to. Sonar rocking with those missiles. Wheel bomb coming out from Cam. Can they get the zone before the lead swaps? They neutralize it. Great job from Penguin. Can they cap it? They have. Amazing job at holding on to this lead, and they're getting these splats to go along with it. This is beautiful.
Yeah, that was very close. The game is pretty much tied up here. With Tempest going 2 down, they don't have a lot of time to push back in, but they do have... it is only down to 40 on Penguin's side, so even if their timer does start ticking back down, they do still have a lot of leeway to get back in here like they just have. They're still not quite in the lead, but it's still basically tied up here. With the Zipcaster coming in, trying to pick off the missile user, and potentially this crab tank right here. Doesn't quite get the pick, but does get the damage off. Another crab tank coming out, leading for a wipeout on Penguin's side.
Wipeout.
Isn't
Beautiful.
This isn't fantastic for Tempest here, with Penguin's timer, the penalty ticking down very quickly, and only 39 left to go. With Tempest not even looking at anywhere close to pushing back in, it isn't quite what they want to see here.
This is going to be up to Noah. How much can they get done? Oh, but Ernie finds one. Can they get Noah? Who's stuck in between a big bubbler and a wall. Cannot pick anywhere around him. That's the most unfortunate spot to be. Red Shell's going in with Zipcaster. Gets one before falling. The Tempest, they've got that zone. They've used pretty much all their specials, but hey, they needed to get that zone then and there.
Yeah, this is probably their chance to get the lead here. Because we're seeing a disconnect coming from Penguin's side.
It has below 50 for Tempest. Oh no! Oh, there's multiple GCs. Okay, I think we have a replay.
What is happening?
Yeah, then we're gonna get a replay here. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that'll be a
everything
replay. The rules. I'm pretty sure that we've changed the rules on most of Dapple's events. That if there's a if there's a DC, like a lobby Nintendo moment that happens like that, then it's just an automatic replay, no matter the score. I'm pretty sure that's what we've determined.
Yeah, wow.
So even if it's, even if one team is way up, if it's a Nintendo moment, then no matter who you are, you get the replay.
I guess this does give us a little bit of time to talk about these maps, which you didn't really get a chance to do. What do you think about these maps? We're seeing some fairly conventional ones, some fairly unconventional ones.
What's your
Definitely some
unconventional?
controversial ones. Mincemeat Zones is definitely very controversial as being a kind of funky map.
There's no
Definitely
E-Liter
very
here, so
weird.
it's actually kind of balanced, I feel, without E-Liter.
Yeah.
Sturgeon
Sturgeon shipyard
didn't make a
very
graceful
standard.
transition. I will say that.
It did or didn't? I didn't quite catch that.
It didn't. I don't feel like it did.
Oh, you don't feel like it did? I feel like it's still very solid in this game.
Maybe because I hate it in the second game, but personal bias. Do you like Wahoo World?
Yeah,
Because I love Wahoo World.
Wahoo World is... I'd say Wahoo Zones is bearable, especially compared to a lot of the maps in the game right now. It is probably average. It is better than Mincemeat. It's better than Undertow. But
I
there is
will
a
say it's
super-
better than
a super
Undertow.
low bar. There's a
Undertow's
super
spot
high
zones is the
bar.
worst of Undertow.
Yeah, but I definitely do think that once we get more maps, it will probably see a little bit less use. As with a lot of these, people dunk on the map design of this game, saying that it's really bad. But overall, on average, I would say it is the same as Splatoon 2 in terms of hit or miss rate. But there's just so few maps that there aren't very many maps that hit. And so,
We're getting 2 new ones.
yeah, we're getting
Uh-huh.
one that looks like it's not going to be very good. But then we're getting Flounder Heights, which looks incredible.
Oi,
But the spring water, the brine water springs, that's the name of the map. That one looks like it's Mahi 2. It's just Tetris L piece, pretty much. It's just spawn, ramp, mid, and that is the map. I'm excited to. I'm mixed feelings about it. I'm excited to see if it's fun to play on, and just how bad it is, because we couldn't get a very super good look at it from the trailer. Looks can be deceiving. There are a couple of things that look like they could be side paths. We'll have to see how it feels to play on.
No, I'm hoping it'll be good. At least it'll be something else to swap it up. From what we have now, some new cool locations to see. A jelly that's getting its head beaten to a pulp by a water fountain. That's always funny.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this new season.
Oh,
It is going to be very fun. Flounder Heights, very fun map. The new kits. Look like a lot of fun.
You played spot 1, right? Yes. You didn't.
Yeah, I did play
You
spot
have
one.
flashbacks of that map.
Okay,
I'm
hang
scared.
on. Just getting the word in. I'm getting word that the rule set says if the host DCs, the opposing team gets the game win. So the game 1 does go to Penguin there. A little bit unfortunate to see. Unfortunate to see that that worked out that way, but it is what it is, and we don't have to see another game on Mincemeat. So
Okay, yeah. At least that happens because that map is dolly. I do think we're gonna have to look as a community. We'll have to go through because that is not. I don't like to call that one a host DC because that's. If there's no players left in the lobby, then it was a host DC. But if there were players left in the lobby, then it's a Nintendo moment. That's the difference between a host DC and a not DC. And we won't be able to have the confirmation because our spectator also was one of the ones that got slain in the purge.
yeah. But back to what we were saying before. Yes, I did play just a little bit of Splatoon 1. It was a really long time ago. I was like 11, 12 years old. But I do remember Flounder Heights. I remember Museum. I remember going into the test fire, the Splatfest World Premiere of Splatoon 3. I felt a very strange amount of nostalgia for that map, mostly just because it's the only Splatoon 1 map that's actually in the game. Hammerhead and Mahi are new maps.
They're not. They're completely different. They are completely different maps. The
Hammerhead-
grading, as a Splatling player, the grading is gone on Hammerhead. the water is completely different on Mahi. You at least get the spinners, and I feel like Turf War in Spot 1 and Spot 3 on Museum feel the exact same. Because we forget that these spinners, actually, people don't remember this. The spinners connect with each other. The one that's in mid and the two that are in spawns, they connect with each other. But in every single ranked mode, they don't. But we're not going there. We're going to go to Sturgeon Shipyard on Splatoon is our next map. Both teams. I'm gonna go out on a limb. We're gonna see some Splash. We're gonna see some Machine.
That is not a limb. That is the tamest assumption, pretty much. In this meta, seeing Splash and Machine is pretty much a given on both sides. Both weapons are just so dominant, especially because you run the Splash for the Crab Tank. You run the Machine to counter their Crab Tank, because Booyah Bomb is a very excellent tool at getting that Crab Tank to move, because it deals a lot of DPS to the Crab Tank. If you get that Booyah Bomb thrown at you, you pretty much are forced to back out, if not get shredded and die by the Booyah. So it is a very strong counter.
But they go 50-50, because they both can shred each other. Depends on who pops first. If you're a Booyah Bomb that's sitting in the air, the crabs won't be popped. But if you pop your Booyah Bomb in front of the crab who's firing, you'll get shredded. Unless you have turbo controller.
I do think Booyah Bomb outranges Crab Tank by just a bit.
Yeah,
though I'm not sure.
I do think if you can use your Booyah Bomb in a safe spot, they're good. And also Machine is one of the best weapons at stopping crab from like ledges, because it can just arc over it and direct the crab user and not even have to worry about hitting the Crab Tank itself. Similar to what Elitter does, except Elitter is so much harder to hit.
Machine does outrange Splash by a long margin. It has a surprising amount of range, and Splash can kind of struggle to close that gap, which is why it's such a good counter to Splash. But in the same vein, Splash is a very fast weapon, and so it also can counter Machine in that sense, which is why you kind of just see both of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you
they
see
both counter each other.
And
that's kind of the thing you don't want in a meta. If you have a comp that counters itself, then the response to them running that comp is you also running that comp. That can make it a very stale and bland meta. But luckily, there is enough variation that we do still see some interesting picks with the next season coming.
Especially red shells in the lobby. We got a brush. That's what I always love. I always love looking forward to some other gameplay. I'm happy. I'm fingers crossed for chill season coming up in almost 5 days that the meta does kind of get blown up, because I wouldn't be mad if we were stuck in a 3-month metas for like the next 2.5 years. I wouldn't be upset by that.
Yeah, and even without balance patches, I think something that is kind of unexplored in Splatoon is these balance patches also give the meta a lot more time to kind of just sit there. Like, at first we had that like double, triple Machine meta. Machine got toned down just a little bit. And then all of a sudden, even with those small changes that shouldn't have been enough to knock Machine out of the meta, all of a sudden Splash was everywhere. And like, Splash can get buffed. But we are headed back into this game finally after a small delay due to connection errors. We're back in this. We're seeing similar comps on both sides. I think the same comp on both sides. Both of them confident in the ability for these comps to work.
And yeah, we gotta update the people. That Penguin did take the first game after using the rules to go off of the DC. Well, they did have to leave though.
We're also seeing a Haunt QR Junior. That is not something I would expect to see out of a junior player. Quick respawn and Haunt.
It's Taunt and Quick Respawn work off each other well, but on your support weapon, a weapon that you usually want to have like stay alive a long time, not usual. But it makes sense in this comp because Junior just kind of gets run over by Splash and Machine.
Yeah, and given that Junior doesn't get very many kills and a lot of assists, QR isn't terrible for it. Oh, and here we're seeing that Machine in action, cutting the Crab Tank from underneath the ledge, just like Genie said. Machine
and
getting
red
the
shell
on the
falls
outlet
as well.
pushing.
Oh, that
even
jump,
further
seeing that
in
jump
there.
spot is so massive early
Oh.
fall. This game could be all but over in Penguin's favor so darn quickly. Tempest have one last opportunity, and they didn't have the splash alive until the final 15.
Ooh,
They're
they're not
snapping
gonna
getting
have
here so
time.
quickly.
Yeah, oh, the Octobrush getting in there with the Zipcaster might be crucial here.
Has to paint.
Distracting people on the zone, painting just a little bit, but it's not going to be enough, and that is game 2 for Penguin.
Oh, wow. I thought some way that there was going to be a way that Retro got in the zone and got more paint, but unfortunately, the Zipcaster and the Booyah Bomb landed in the exact same spot. So you had a Brush painting and a Booyah Bomb painting, only one spot in the same spot of zone, leaving the other half completely able to be like stood on for Penguin. Great,
Yeah,
great
that was
lockout.
that machine. I don't know who's on the machine there, but they went in and they just shredded absolutely everybody. And that's what won them the game there. That got them a whole load of space. And got them a whole load of space in their court, which is exactly what they wanted at that point in time. It delayed them so that they couldn't get back in zone in time. Getting those picks, getting that space, exactly what they needed, leading them to a very comfortable 0-2 or 2-0 position here. They're 2 up. Tempest needs to get a reverse sweep to have any chance of winning here.
I'm worried with the junior because we did talk about how kind of I talked about a little earlier how it can kind of get run over, and we saw it like evidently in that game. You're just kind of without having Splash and Junior can paint, both can paint an insane amount. So Junior doesn't feel like as necessary. And Big Bubbler gets shredded by Crab and Booyah Bomb. It's two, other than Killer Whale, it's two biggest counters. Two of its top 3 biggest counters. So it's hard to see it. In Hagglefish, I can see it a little bit more just because of how the zone is laid out and where you can stay safe inside of it. But the bomb placements have to be precise because that's where all your spots are going to be coming from. Machine and Splash use all 3 like utilities of their kit perfectly, and that's what makes them such strong weapons.
Yeah, that Splash, that Burst Bomb Crab Tank is perfect for Splash, really. And the funny thing is, that's not even the kit we originally saw. The kit they originally showed us was Burst Bomb Zipcaster.
That would have been hilarious.
But then that kit got put on Stamper, so I'm not too opposed. Stamper is very fun with the Zipcaster. You have so much range to get in there. You are the Burst Bomb. It's very fun. But regardless, we are headed into Game 3, match point, Tempest 0-2. So they really need to pull something out here. It looks like they're giving up the Octobrush and they're reverting to the meta comp. Double Machine, Shot, and Flingza. No Splash though, but we are seeing very similar comps coming from both sides here.
Yeah, just the different amount of sloshers and shooters, and that Ingzuka, that Trizuka, sorry, going to be a big factor. We need to see a lot of those shots connected. As Penguin already with this Crab Tank going out, getting a splat on the Flingza and the splatter shot. Amazing job from them, but they haven't capped the zone yet.
Yeah, no one's capped the zone in like 30 seconds. As soon as I say that, Penguin does cap the zone. Tempest is pushed a little bit far back. With them going 1 down, they are on the disadvantage. Running a potentially unfamiliar comp to them, given that it is very different from what they were running before. The missiles and the Booyah Bomb. Oh my! How is that splatter shot alive?
They're still
They are in
alive.
there
There's only
shaking. Ooh, but they
only
get
the machines
caught out.
left alive.
They get seen.
This
And
is
that-
a good spot for Penguin really to hold on. Ernie's got to get massive amount of value and split off at least one member. Like hopefully Noah gets split off from members of Penguin. Zone has been neutralized.
Ooh.
That neutralization isn't going to be enough.
The Ink Mines there, actually kind of clutching that, recapping the zone for them. There isn't that much time, but it is just the Flingza, so it looks like Tempest is going to be able to push through this zone here. Once this Flingza can pull out a miracle, it's not going to happen. Yeah, the Flingza opting to just back out, paint up a little bit more, get those missiles. Very important for their team to retake right now. But with Penguin going 1 down with the Splash, the Booyah Bomb, and the Zuka coming out, the missiles do come out from Penguin's side, but
They
maybe
need
a little
splat?
bit too late.
They didn't get any
Ooh.
spots out of that. They used 3
out.
specials.
I think that pick, that was dirty. Oh my god.
Right,
That
that
was
was going on more
insane.
than just a brush 1 trick. Oh my goodness. And Flingza isn't just a missile farmer. Amazing plays. This could swing this entire game. Could swing this entire series. They've got a great spot to hold here. They've got a Booyah Bomb to defend as well.
What was that play? We got a crab tank on the glass. Tempest has taken the lead. Penguin is 2 down. They have to push into the zone pretty much right now. The Inkmites are going to hold that for just a little bit longer. There is not enough time for Penguin to push back in here, and that is going to be game in favor of Tempest. Oh my god, that flings a roller. Just running into their team with the dirtiest of plays, getting that triple.
It started from a super jump into, like, spawn underneath of Clamlet's basket, getting an amazing, just complete close range pool noodle slap on top of Cam, followed up by a double roll, double horizontal. The wet pool noodle can sometimes be really, when it's frozen and cold and filled with ice. Oh my goodness, getting ready for chill season there. It can slap hard. It can slap really hard.
I think that's the coolest play I've seen a Flingza do.
What?
In a long
Why? Because the
time.
only other plays you've seen them do in this game is pop missiles.
Yeah, that is really showing that Flingza is more than just your missile spammer. But we are headed into Zone's Wahoo World. We're gonna have to see if Tempest sticks with this comp that worked so well for them here.
Why wouldn't they? Honestly,
Or if they are going to pull out something else. I wouldn't be surprised with either.
It's like Red Shell, really good brush play, but like as you can see, the meta kind of just consumes you at some points in time, especially with what we are hoping to be the Twilight era of this drizzle season patch. Did you know that that's what this season was called? Drizzle season?
Yeah, I did. I think it's really funny. Have you seen the names for the other seasons? There's Drizzle season, Chill season, Fresh season, and Sizzle season. I love all those names.
I like that.
But anyways, we're headed into game 3. Yet again, match point Tempest 1-2. Not super out of the question for them to get the same comp on both sides. We're seeing a total of, I think, 4 unique weapons in this lobby. So, pretty much a mirror comp on both sides. If that shot was a splash, there would only be 3 weapons total in this lobby. Missiles coming out from the Flingza on Penguin's side. But Tempest does fight through it, get control here. Oh jeez, the splatter shot is popping up. Tempest is not messing around anymore. They have gotten their game back together and taking an extremely dominant start with that Trizuka trying to get some picks. They don't really find much. They do get that pick there on the machine, trading it out. Not a super clean thing that they want to see, but that Bria Bomb is going to go out, displace almost the entire team of Penguin. And Tempest is going to be in control of this zone for a little bit longer.
3 of them stopped a crab. Ooh. They're gonna fall down. Both. Cam gets 2. That's massive wipeout on the side of Tempest. But that's okay for them. 28 is a really strong lead. Wipeout isn't the best case scenario to lose that lead though. At least they get back into some footholds with it.
Yeah, and Penguin is popping specials on them already, potentially a little bit too early. Those missiles are just giving them paint to paint up the missiles of their own. The missiles come out, the Zuka comes out, the Booyah Bomb comes out, both of them, I believe, both onto the zone, absolutely throwing everything they have at it. And it pays up. They do cap the zone, but not for long. But with their dominant 2-down situation, it looks like this is going to become another advantage situation for them.
When you see 2 Flingzas fighting each other at, like, horizontal range in this meta? Tell me. We just saw that. That was hilarious. The clock is ticking well and fast for Tempest. They've got missiles, they've got a Booyah Bomb, great opportunity to defend against these crabs. You want to pop that Booyah pretty darn early, but Miner falls to Bashdog before with that crab, and the missiles are out. Zone should be able to be capped here by Penguin. Double crab has been used, so if they don't cap it, this would be detrimental. They do get it though.
Flings doesn't quite pull out that fight. 3-on-3 situation though, so it isn't disastrous for Tempest. They could take this back, especially with that Booyah Bomb coming out. That is going to give them the advantage. They might just need to get back into the zone, but it doesn't work out. They go 2 down. This is not where they want to be. 60 points left on the clock. They really don't have a lot of time to push back in, and they